All right, and welcome everyone to the Ginette Biro Podcast. I'm Ginette Biro, and I'm so grateful to have you guys here. Always start with gratitude, because your willingness to watch allows for these messages to come through, and that's just what truly helps us all access consciousness, because there's always so many ways to access consciousness. This is but one of them, and so I'm grateful you guys are here and listening. So today's message, man, do we have something to talk about? Today's message is about these, amazing yet crazy energies that we're all moving through right now. And for anyone that is tuned in, sensitive, enlightened, awakened, whatever you want to call it, like workers, we are all feeling this, and I am absolutely feeling this. And what it is that I'm feeling is this massive ride of movement. And so I'm going to explain this and break it down, because I talked to Spirit about this and I said, guys, you really need to explain. And so what's happening right now is, what I find is, normally I'm pretty cool and calm at moving through the different energies that happen, and I can kind of get a sense of them and work with them and move into whatever is needed to adjust, right? But lately what I'm finding is these energies are just throwing me for a loop in many ways. Physically, there's exhaustion and irritability. Mentally, there's just this kind of fog feeling, and this, although there's communication with Spirit, there's just this weird, wonky, dazed feeling. And I feel out of sorts. And, when I was talking to other light workers, mediums, channelers, healers, whatever, everyone's saying the same thing. They're like, oh my gosh, I feel the same, and I'm feeling irritated, and I'm feeling tired, and I'm eating more, or I'm sleeping more. And I don't understand exactly what it is, except for that we've been in a pause. And we have been in a pause. We started this pause in January. And I remember, if we go back into different podcasts, and even the video that I did on my YouTube channel called The Adjustment Period, that was exactly it. We were going to be in a pause from January to February, in an adjustment period, to make way for the movement that we are in now. And so movement is the key word for today. That is what Spirit really wanted to talk about, was movement. And it's funny, because during this time of pause, it felt like we were waiting for something. I felt like I was on the verge of something, waiting for something. And to be honest, I still don't know what that is, but there's a something, and it's brewing. And so these challenges and this awkwardness of our bodies, and merging of timelines and parallel lives and past lives and karma and more, can truly play havoc with our bodies as we adjust. So that is why at this point, many of us that are in tune are feeling at the end of our rope, kind of like, I'm just done. Nothing's working anymore. I don't know how to adjust. The good thing is now we're shifting into movement. Okay. And I was glad to hear this. So we're in a time of this slingshot kind of energy. So they really said, for the next couple months, hold on to your hat. A lot is shifting and a lot is moving. And so this week, even, we had all the planets go direct, right? So we have no planets in retrograde, meaning everything is in forward motion. Plus, after that, we also had this beautiful, massive full moon in Virgo just on Saturday. And this full moon was the first full moon after this forward motion, really amplifying that energy. And it's also one of the first of 4 supermoons. So we have a lot of energy happening, right? Nothing is being stalled anymore. And so we're out of this adjustment period. We're finally into the movement phase, but the movement phase consists of a lot of things. So in this basket of movement, or roller coaster that we can call movement, we're experiencing the slingshot energy from the moon and the planets, at the same time merging of timelines that's happened on the collective, but now also is happening on the personal level. Each individual is merging timelines. And this is really because of this new trajectory that we're on, that we've been talking about for a long time. Since the solstice, we stepped up to an even higher trajectory. And this is a faster, steeper one, like they said, but we're actually starting to experience it now. So this is a lot of stuff for light workers to maneuver through. So not only are we maneuvering the collective 3D shifts, or the collective shifts from 3D to 5D, but a personal shift of these energies and personal mergings of our timelines. And this can be pretty bewildering, because to do just a quick rundown of the timelines, I've talked about it a little bit, but basically we have these different arms of timelines, parallel lives of us, because when we come into a human experience, our soul will fragment into various versions of us so that we can gain the most experience, mend the most karmas, attain the most information and wisdom in this one life experience. And then we merge those together as we prep to cross back over and go to the other side and return to spirit. That's that in a very small nutshell. Now, what's happening because of this higher trajectory we're on is we're merging those really quickly. So that's happening fast, as is the collective consciousness is merging in its own form, and we're being slingshotted through that. So this is really interesting because it can be bewildering, because there's a lot that we're adjusting to, and that can create symptoms of exhaustion and hunger, irritability, feeling a fog. Many of you, I'm sure, are feeling the fog. I have felt many a fog in this experience where I'm just like, where am I? Like, why can't I ground down? And there's this feeling of super highs in creative brain energy and then a complete crash of energy, and you may feel like you need to sleep more, or some have a glass of wine to ground and counterbalance this. And Spirit kept showing me scales of balance. And so they said one side of the scale was being held back, and now the balance is this like seesawing energy because of the slingshot. Like one was being pulled back and pulled back and pulled back, and now they shoot back and they're adjusting and balancing. And this is a lot to move through. So in the slingshot, we are quickly becoming or being asked to become our sovereign selves. This is asking us to put into motion who we've become in 2020. Now we need to really put those shoes on of who we are now and walk with them. Walk in those shoes on this planet and be and become you. 2020 was all about going over the waterfall, and we talked about that a lot of times. And I know I've talked to many of you and you're like, I got that waterfall. And so it was purging and shifting and letting go. And so now that you've done that, now you can speak your truth. Because now you know a deeper aspect of your truth. Maybe you've refined it. Maybe you have completely discovered a brand new version of it. But it's about knowing who you are, doing what you need to do in order to set boundaries, intentions, and desires for now. This is a time for manifestation and to set your goals and make them tangible. Now, the interesting thing about that is that there's a lot of new in the air, and this makes it hard as there's no old templates. So this is what got me excited when Spirit was talking about it, because the movement I understood, the slingshot I understood, the balance I understood, but they said, you're creating new templates now. And I was like, that's why we feel out of whack. Because most of us are familiar with the tools and tricks that work to help us ground, help us connect in, and all of that, because we have a template, we have a program or a set of ideas that work. But what's happening now is because of this new trajectory, we're needing to create new templates, new programs. And it doesn't mean we abolish everything we had before, but they need refinement and adjustment. So it is technically new. That's what takes more energy, is to create the new. So I found when they told me that, it kind of made me smile because it took the pressure off. I was like, oh, okay. Now that I know what I'm doing, I can get behind what I'm doing. And so if we see the shift in tangible terms, it is how we feel in our bodies. We can notice these shifts in how we feel in our bodies, in the relationships we're having, in the shifting of the dynamics, in the relationships to ourselves, in our relationships to others, and to the cosmos. How you interact with all those pieces and how those interactions have changed and realigned so that you can be more of your sovereign self. And really, for many people, that's opening to recognizing there is a deeper connection. We are creating new templates. There's more trial and error, but now is the time to create these beautiful templates to succeed. And these templates are ones that really set a foundation for future generations too. So we are in this beautiful revolutionary time of creation. which is what Spirit's been talking about. And so then I asked the guides how we should be dealing with these shifts, this forward movement and slingshotting. And they gave me a direct channel from the 3 guides of the light. So I'm going to read that to you guys, because it was just nice to hear them explain in a much better way than what I could glean from them. So these are their words. They said, "The planet is experiencing an upgrade in Christed consciousness. The word Christed is an enlightened consciousness. On our planet, it has been connected to Jesus Christ, and rightfully so. But anyone who has enlightenment to any degree receives a Christed consciousness. Christ consciousness is something of its own. It is cosmic. It is higher level. It resonates with the upper chakras of the body. Many of you will be seeing colors of green, blue, and purple. Some may even be seeing golds and silvers, but the dominant colors are greens, blues, and purples. Some of you may be seeing this as an orb of light, or spirit embodiments and visions, or in real time, or even as flashes of colors when you close your eyes. Others of you may feel a connection to these colors. You may be wearing one color specifically more often, or feel more drawn to it, or more drawn to those colors in the stones or your jewelry. You may see it also in your clairvoyance states. These are all embracing this higher Christed consciousness for us to ascend. This consciousness comes with a faster speed, though, one that we are not accustomed to. We have to remember that this faster speed comes because we have stepped up to this higher trajectory. When we say we mean we because we are working with you. I thought that was pretty cool. We feel this energy too, and although it is comfortable for us, it is foreign for you, and it just takes time to adjust. This also makes for the faster movement forward, faster manifestation, faster creation, faster intellectual ideas based on passion. Anything that comes from the source of the heart will be done faster. This means a pure intent. Pure intent creates a more cohesive ability. The overwhelming feeling comes when you don't allow an outlet for this. That's where I was getting stumped. So they said, so any of you that are trying to simply only ground your energy are missing half of the part. The other is allowing an outlet for the upper level chakras, meaning journaling, writing, chanting, building, crafting, organizing, honoring the energies of the green, blue, and purple in a way that allows them to come out. This is also honoring the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra, all of which are connected to our ability to communicate either to ourselves or to the world the things that we are seeing, feeling, and experiencing of a higher level. Again, this is Christed consciousness. Many are familiar that Christ consciousness comes as a blue flame. Many of you have heard about that. I've talked about it many times too. But they said this flame can be modified into green, blue, or purple, depending on where you are in your evolution, one not being better than the other. These are your natural gifts to be opening now. If you are desiring a path to access this with more ease, simply picture the flame color of your choice, the one that you are most drawn to. Sit quietly and focus on that flame. Ask where it is leading you. Ask it to show you what you need to see or experience or feel. And then acknowledge what you receive, whether it be a word, a feeling, a sensation, a thought. The energy as we move into March will undulate in a waveform moving up and down the journey of the month in accordance to the star alignments. And as a side note, I'm going to tell you that they were saying so much more of our world is going to be visibly in line with star alignments. So more people are going to be noticing like, oh, the planets are in this and this and this, and look at what happened. And for light workers, that's not a big deal, but this is going to become more common knowledge for everyone. Anyway, to continue, they said, this will unfold many things on your planet, none of which need to be worried about. Simply experienced, observed, and acknowledged. Your journey as an individual is what matters most. Right? Your journey as an individual is what matters most. That was what 2020 was about for each of us individually. And then January, they came in And they said we are adjusting up until February. And so now we are starting March. And we need to be stepping into the shoes of who we've become. Lace those things up. Step in. And so that was the message from the 3 guys of the light, with, of course, a few interjections from me. And their advice of the swirling, slingshotting energies of this time is to tap into the natural energies of our heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. This will help to integrate the disorienting energies and manifest quickly. So again, where I was going wrong, and I think this will help some of you, is I was just focusing on grounding and then tuning in, grounding and tuning in. But I wasn't working my upper chakras to see what was more available. And so they said use color through visualization, crystals, creativity, and more to merge the shifting timelines together. And they said they are sending us peace through the Christed flame of consciousness. So that's pretty powerful, you guys. That's a beautiful message to kind of reassure us that we all aren't just crazy or losing it, really. That's how I was feeling. I was feeling like, I can't hang on to this train anymore. I'm not understanding, and I should be able to transcend, and I'm not transcending this. And it's because I was transcending with an old template. So once I took the pressure off and realized this is creation time for new templates, that made a world of difference. And the template is yours to co-create with the universe. That is our greatest gift, is choice. Choice leads to creation. Creation is co-creation always between our free will and the universe. So if we bring in the energies of that Christed consciousness in whichever color you're drawn to, or maybe it's all 3, it doesn't matter. Bring that energy in to your heart, to your mind, to your visualization, and let it inspire you as you are slingshotting forward through this absolutely phenomenal movement-based time. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit. I hope it brings a little peace like it did to me. And as always, you guys, if you're loving what you're seeing, please do share and like this video. Also, if this is the first time you're listening to it, thank you so much for joining. Please subscribe for more content. There will always be more coming because we've got the 3 guides of the light that come through and many more. So thank you again. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. And for any more information on me, check out avalonspirit.com. Have a good one.